Okay, so I'm going 6-1 with Azorius party in the Premier Draft Zendikar Rising. I just reached Diamond Tier 1 with my 6th win. And just these few steps on Tier 1 to reach Mythic. I will try to make the first of this step in this game. And hopefully, I think this isn't worth keeping. It's too risky. This would be a very good hand if my top deck is Island, but I can't just risk it and count on this. So I think it's too bad. So now I can. This hand isn't looking that great as the previous. If one planes were replaced with an island then, but this is just a hand that lets me play a consistent game. Just do something on turn 3. Okay, so not milling, that's a shame, but let's just cast it and just start the party sooner. Still I have 2 more rogues, so it's not that great. This would still deal some damage. So I could just consider saving this as a combat trick, since it won't deal that many damage points, I think, and this way I didn't mill anything on my opponent, so that kinda sucks too. So I'm going to have full party with this. So that would mean getting this ability pretty cheaply, so I think that's worth the investment. I could just hit for 6 unblockable, activating this both times, but I think it's better to add this flying creature and I'll take the exchange because Pack Beast makes me draw a card when I do that. I think it's pretty nice. So now I have full party again. So maybe that I could have waited just to do it after the attack, so that was a mistake, I think. So I could deal 4 damage and then triple activation would just kill them. That's unfortunately a mistake. So if they were on 5, island top deck could be but I prefer this 2 for 1 than them drawing a card. So I think I'll talk like this. Now this activated ability becomes more expensive again. I don't have now I'll have full party again. This will count as a warrior. So not making this mistake again. So you get priority after declaring attackers before blockers are declared, so you don't even have to get into a full control mode. So you should be using that, and I should have used that in this one in previous attacks, and one time it backfired to some degree. Now my opponent is tapped, so I can just declare it when it's convenient for me. Just activate it. So. Okay, so this draft was very nice, 7-1 with Azorius party, and as you can see, 7 wins till Mythic. Let's maybe check how many hours exactly till the end of the season, and take another look at my opponent's deck. So this was I don't remember how it made its way into the graveyard. Discarding from this second ability after flying. Enters the battlefield ability trigger. Okay, so recolor deck, but many forests were drawn by my opponent, but only this one is still a land. If green is a splash, maybe it isn't, but this one is like half a green spell and half a land, and so only one green, one card really needing green mana game, and more red cards. 3 Umara Mystics, that's nice, and this one, and only one mountain. I'm not sure, maybe they had some mana problems. If that was the case, maybe it prevented them from double spelling. But this looks like Wizard's instant sorcery deck, because most of the flyers are killing with boosts from casting instant sorcery or wizard spells. 3 Umara Mystic and Master of Winds, so I think we can call it a wizard's deck, because that's just wizards synergy in this set. Okay, so let's see how many hours till the end of the season, and maybe we can check out what did I open in my booster packs, if you're interested. So 6 booster packs to open. So let's check this first. So 21 hours now. I think it may be 20 hours and 20 minutes because it's 40 minutes after a full hour. Okay, so this is what's coming in next levels of Mastery Pass. Let's check what we get here. So I play this shuttle full smashing in some constructed decks. So I was counting on reaching that, so I'll take this magmatic channeler for now. I probably have all this unlocked at some point before a new set comes into MTG Arena called Heim, but I want to have this maybe as soon as possible. And let's check out the boosters. So this one is nice. Spelllands, I think many of them can be at least considered for some decks, and this Ancient is a good sideboard card, but nothing else is playable and constructed playable, and this I think probably isn't powerful enough for constructed, so it's a great limited card. I played with this and it's very powerful, but for constructed I think this at least should be an instant, but it's still quite expensive. So another spellland, I think this isn't powerful enough. There are rogues decks right now and they don't play it. Anti-cognition, I think, saw some playing rogues decks, because if they are milling these 8 cards efficiently, and then it becomes quite powerful, better than Essence Scatter at that point. So I think you can't just dismiss it because copying spells is powerful, but it's still an not efficient enough creature for constructed if we're talking about stats, and the value from it is rather slow, and it's shrinking this. So I think it's probably not gonna see play in constructed. But I may be wrong, because the effect can be powerful. Ruin Crop is playable in mill decks, and probably saw it if you play standard. And I wouldn't dismiss this completely. I think it has some chances to be considered in some White Winnie decks or something. And you can be happy with turning your lands into removal that's effective in such decks. Spamming board with little creatures, maybe some tokens, and this one is seeing play. I played against it I don't know, Celestia Counters I think is playing that, but maybe something else too. I am not sure if Winota decks are playing this, at least some of them. But it's certainly a card to consider in aggressive based white or at least to some degree white decks, white red or white green or something, and certainly in counter synergy it becomes very powerful. So here I don't think so. Journey to Oblivion is probably the closest, but no party decks are playable. Maybe if such decks existed, that this would be often 1 or 2 mana Banishing Light. I think it's very good then, or when 3 mana Banishing Light's cost is a fail case, not optimistic case. It's still very powerful, but I'm not sure such deck could exist. This also has some potential. I think it's an efficient mill spell, but dedicating a card for a one-time mill is still quite expensive or demanding. So that's the problem for this card. This one is interesting because black doesn't get such effects often, so if multicolor deck without green, some 3-color deck with black emerges, I think this can be considered because it replaces itself and gives mana fixing, so it's not bad. Negate is a good sideboard card. And another Cacophony. And my last booster. So that's a spell and I don't think should be played. So most of them can be at least considered. Maybe you can consider it in Celestia Counters or something, but still I think you should play an untapped land, or at least land that's fixing some colors instead of tap land that has an option to give a very minor effect, I think, instead of being a land. Maybe you can't dismiss Mystics, or maybe it's they see play somewhere. I haven't played against them, I think. Some EZ spells deck. I think it's good enough to be at least considered for EZ spells deck, aggressive EZ spells decks. So I think that's it. Only a rare left. So I don't think so here, but maybe someone will build the kicker deck at some point, and then it can be at least considered, because it's a 3 mana 2/2 that draws a card if your deck is full with kicker cards, and then the looter effect is still nice. Okay, so thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my next draft. I will try to reach Mythic, and will be very interested in what this Mythic will show if I get there. Do I have some? Will I have percent points, or maybe I will be placed in. So the numbered positions are in top 1500s, but I'm looking to be in top 1200s to secure a spot in Mythic qualifier weekend in December. The format will be historic, that's what we know. The date is also known. I don't remember exactly, but something about 20th, I think. Okay, anyway, be sure to check out. I will try my best to reach Mythic in this short time, and see you later. Thanks again for watching.